All of us reach a point in time where we are depleted and need to somehow find a way to reignite the fire within. But how do we spark that flame? Welcome to Reignite Resilience, where we will venture into the heart of the human spirit. We'll discuss the art of reigniting our passion and strategies to stoke our enthusiasm. And now, here are your hosts, Natalie Davis and Pamela Cass.
Welcome back to another episode of Reignite Resilience. I am your co-host, Natalie Davis, and I'm so excited to be back with all of you. And joining me, of course, is your co-host, Pam Cass. Hello, Pam. How are you?
I am fantastic. I am, slipping in at the last second. So I don't know about you, Natalie. I think these last 3 weeks, I feel like I've been drinking from a fire hose.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
For listeners, we had our all day in-person first Reignite Resilience event, which was incredible sponsors, just incredible people showed up. And so, but it's not stopped. I was like, okay, we're done. Now we can rest. No.
So, I don't think I'm there yet. I think that is an opportunity for me in the month of March is what I'm hanging my hat on. So we'll see. In March, we'll go through it, but we'll definitely have to share with our listeners a recap of our event because a bucket list or a dream that we had for the podcast was to have a live event where we brought our listeners together, and we had the opportunity to do so last week from this recording, last week, and brought together some of our fabulous listeners and new listeners, individuals that have now put us in their rotation that didn't have us in their rotation before, but really having a space and a time to connect and talk about embodiment work and overcoming adversities and goal setting and planning for the upcoming year. So a lot of engagement, a lot of conversation, a lot of fun.
Yes.
It was such an amazing time. We also had some fabulous sponsors that made that day possible. So we will make sure that we highlight our fabulous sponsors that made the day possible. And then a big shout out to those people that were able to join us. We held that event in Loveland, Colorado. So I feel that it was a perfect setting for us to host our first live event in the land of love. Why not?
And then, of course, a fun little fact is, Natalie and I live 10 minutes apart, don't get to see each other very often. And so this was like the first time we had seen each other in the new year, I think.
Correct. Yeah.
And we both show up wearing the exact same skirt from the exact same company and the exact same colored top and boots. And it was ridiculous. And we had no idea. That just tells you how in alignment we are with each other. It's hilarious.
Exactly. You couldn't make it up. And everyone said, you know what, just say that you did because it seems like it's on brand and why not? And it was totally on brand. It was so strange.
Hilarious.
It was the colors of our logo. It's anyways, the random things that happen when you work together. Right. So
and we sent the link. The link went to everybody that asked because they wanted to buy the skirts. So hilarious.
Yeah.
There we are.
I think there are pictures out there of it. So you can
Lord.
check it out.
Okay. Great.
Well, we have an amazing guest that is joining us today, a fabulous entrepreneur. I love picking the brains of entrepreneurs. So, Pam, why don't you tell our listeners who's joining us today?
Absolutely. I'm so excited. Today we have Kate Assaraf. She is the founder of Dip Hair Care, a plastic-free beauty brand that's redefined sustainable hair care without compromising performance. With 20 years in the beauty industry, Kate launched Dip from her kitchen table in October of 2021 after discovering that existing eco-friendly alternatives failed to deliver. I love it. Welcome, Kate. So great to have you here. And so love to hear just a little bit about your story at the kitchen table. You're just like, okay, I'm just going to create a brand.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, most of my work is still done at my kitchen table, I think, as most entrepreneurs these days. But, I have been in beauty for a long time, and I've always felt in my heart to be sustainable, earth loving. And I was so excited when there was this explosion of sustainable minded brands and plastic free brands that came around. And I was the first person in line to buy all of them. Right. I was just like, okay, great. I'm going to make this change. And time again, I was so angry. I felt like, they were making a product that was so plastic free that they forgot about what goes on, like with performance. And I don't, I as much as I love the earth, I have to admit I'm a little bit of a vain person, and I wasn't willing to have like straw hair or crunchy hair in order to save the planet. So, outward facing to my friends, I was very eco-friendly, but then like when you're alone and in the shower, I was going back to the bottle. Like, I couldn't give it up. And you know what? I was like, I know that there's a problem I can solve. I've been in the beauty industry for a long time. I've worn every single hat I think I could wear in the beauty industry. And I was like, I know I can solve this problem and make something like really, really amazing. And so that is how Dip was born. It was built out of frustration, and it was built out of literally, this love for the customer who wants to do better for the planet, because I think that emotion of paying more and getting something that makes you feel like hosed is not, it's not sustainable at all. Like people abandon, eco-friendly deodorants left and right. They're starting to abandon sustainability in general. And my job as an entrepreneur was to make someone love this stuff so much that the plastic free part wasn't even the reason they bought it.
Yeah. So you solved a problem that you identified, and that's how most amazing products start. So that's incredible.
Filling that gap, right?
Yeah,
And filling the gap in the industry. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because, we're all consumers, right? And so when you think about what it means to buy something, buying anything with your hard-earned money is emotional. And I think it's out of respect for the customer that I wanted to give them something that would make them excited and make them feel good, because it's really not enough to just be plastic free. Like that's it's been proven. We're now watching a lot of brands shutter and close because they forgot about the customer. They were so attached to the marketing that they forgot about the experience.
Wow. I love that.
Absolutely.
Is there a story behind the name?
Dip? Yeah. So I generally, since I was probably 10 or 11, I've always had long hair, and I have always brought conditioner with me to the beach or the pool because I'm in New Jersey. And so when you go in the ocean, you want to come out and you don't want to miss any fun. You just throw conditioner in your hair and then you move on with your day. You go to the boardwalk, and you go older, you go straight from the beach to the bars. I love the idea of like taking a dip and not having it mess up your day. So you can dip the bar in water and run it down your hair, and you can air dry and go. One of the most frustrating things about being a woman with long hair or any length of hair is, you have to, a lot of times you can't just go from like fun to dinner. Even if you're on vacation, you can't go from like beach straight to dinner. Or you can, but it requires a lot of kind of like,
you would need at least an hour and a half in between. Like there is not, it's not yes.
And so even though Dip is like a great conditioner for the shower, I wanted to also like the name comes from kind of this idea that you can still have fun and go swimming again, and you could go take a dip.
Oh, okay. I love that.
I love it. Did the name or the product and concept come first? Walk us through this process, right? Like you realize that there's a void, and there's no judgment. This is a safe space. Like I am also all about saving the earth, but vanity is a real thing, and there are things that are important to me that I'm not going to compromise on. And so you've recognized this, and here you are. You're like, I need to put this plan together. I can fix this. I can create a solution.
I was frantically, I've been in branding and marketing for a long time, and I was trying to figure out what name I could get a trademark for. And that's like for someone who's never filed a trademark before, the biggest heartbreak is like doing all this branding and then finding out your trademark doesn't go through. So I had a few different names. I can't remember all of them, but Dip was like the front runner for me. I love the word. I love that the way you can flip it and it looks the same. And then I had the other one, Finn. I thought Finn would be fun because, at the end of like a French film, they write Finn. And then it's also had to do with the ocean and taking a dip. So that was another, I couldn't get that one. Another one I tried to had on the list was Inconvenient Soap, which is like not as sexy at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it definitely told you like what it does. Like, cause I wanted to embrace the fact that switching to bars is not, it requires a little bit of lifestyle change. And pretending that bars are sexier than a sleek plastic bottle is just, you can't really convince people of that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to just embrace that and call it inconvenient soap. But dip was the winner. As the runner, it was the winner. And it was something kind of like the heavens opened up and dip had just whoever had the trademark before it had expired that week.
Ooh.
And so I, got it right away. I filed for it right away and was like ready to go. But in the meantime, like while you're waiting for all that stuff, because you're like, you start doing your branding and it might be in vain because you don't know whether everything's officially going to go through.
Right.
So that's how, I mean, people don't realize that you can come up with like 5 or 6 different names for something and it doesn't mean anything. So you can't even do your branding, or you can't like go full head on. But yeah, you have to do a lot of work to find out if it's going to even come close to passing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that inconvenient soap was even on the table.
I
I love that.
Yeah.
It was like Bigfin and inconvenient soap. It's like so much.
Yes. It's a mouthful. It's not as sexy as dip. I mean, you're right. It's orphan, right?
I would have rolled with it. I would have turned it. I would have spun it into sexy had I gotten it.
Exactly.
But I'm glad.
I have no doubt. Oh
my God.
I'm relieved I didn't have to spin that one.
I love it. Okay, so you come up with the idea. You're working on figuring out the name. You get the name. And so how the heck at your kitchen table do you create a product that you've created and is selling now?
Yeah.
So most of the formulation stuff didn't happen at my kitchen table. It happened. I didn't find him. I knew him for a long time. I chose a chemist who had 40 years of experience in doing really luxury hair care. So some of the stuff you see on shelf in, Sephora, Ulta, he was the brains behind that, and also stuff that you see on the back bar in different salons. He was also the brains behind a lot of that for 40 years. So he knew the industry inside and out, and he had never made bars before. So I wanted to challenge him. I was like, okay, you've never made a bar, and so you're not tainted by any kind of benchmark I'm going to bring you. Can you make the best bar at it? I won't even limit you on price. The best bar that you could possibly make. And he was totally up for the challenge. And then I was like, okay, well, this challenge seems too easy. Now make it for all hair types. So we don't have to divide it, So you imagine a family, like my best friend's mixed, and she has like several different curl patterns, and there was no hair care for her. And so I was like, make sure that I can use it and my best friend can use it. If we both go to the beach together, we can both go swimming, and we don't both have to buy it. And, we worked out, came through like 40 different iterations, and I put it through the ringer with all of my friends with type 1 hair and all my friends with type 4 hair and everyone in between. And then finally, when we had the formula that was like locked out, we were like, this is it. But before that, there were many, what is it? We're kissing toads. Like there were a lot of toads.
A lot of toes that got kissed.
They were like, not good. They were they were good for some people. And then like other people hated them. And I was like, I know it can be solved, And so, once we got that final formula, I was ready to put it to market. However, it's not like you put something to market and you're confident. You're like, you still are, your teeth are chattering, like you're biting your nails. You're like, it is a scary thing to bring something to market and trying to convince people who've already tried bars before and been like very upset by them. Hey, try this one now. It was tough.
Yeah. So what did that look like? Because now you've got this product created. The science of it was created by somebody that's been doing this for 40 plus years. Your friends all donated their hair to check this out. And so now you've got it. Like, how does it get on the shelves? Because I'm sure there's entrepreneurs out there. Like, how do you take that next step? Because that's probably the hardest.
So I happened to, at the same time, I was watching Sarah Blakely's masterclass. And if anyone doesn't know who that is, she's the founder of Spanx and now Sneaks. And she tells this story about how she just went to the retailers and showed them before and afters. And so I started to do that. I knew exactly where, because I was the customer, right?
Mhm.
And so I was like, okay, I know that the customer like me shops in plastic-free, zero-waste stores. They're called refilleries. Like
Mhm.
I went on foot to almost every refillery I could, and was like, if this is not the best hair care you've ever tried in bar form, then we're done. But sometimes people
Mhm.
called me from their towel. They like would call me from their shower, not from their shower, but they call me from their towel afterwards. Like, I cannot believe the conditioner worked, because that's how
Wow.
people are just used to having a
Yeah.
conditioner that is like lackluster.
Right.
And I made the conditioner so good that I have 2 full bottles of Orbe in my shower,
I just
and
sitting there.
I have them at my fingertips all the time. I never touch them because I prefer the way dip makes my hair.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's for
That's
guests.
so
I don't expect guests to use my bar.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So you start on foot hitting all of these places. What
Yeah.
was kind of that reception like when you went in there? I mean, you showed them before and afters, but
So, I was a little bit of a traveling salesman. It's a little awkward. Of course I did some digital reach out as well. So it wasn't all like, it wasn't,
Mhm.
only going with a suitcase full of dip places.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of rejection, and it was a lot of excitement on the other side. A lot of the decisions I made for the product kept someone who was uh, someone who wanted eco-friendly hair care in mind, but it's not all natural. I didn't want all natural. I embrace science in these bars. I
Mhm.
wanted them to work and to perform, because my enemy is plastic. My enemy is not hair care science,
Yeah.
the stuff that really makes your hair look beautiful.
Mhm.
Right.
So some eco-friendly people that, there's kind of this in the sustainable world, it's like, if I can't pronounce it, I don't want it in my
Yes.
store. But it's not my fault. These safe ingredients are named something that you don't
Mhm.
make the
Mhm.
sound of. Like, we were very, very respectful to the earth when we made it. And, someone else's lack of knowledge of chemistry has held them back from having it on their shelf. But
Mm.
more often than not, I'd say probably 80% of the people I pitched to have taken dip in,
Wow.
and dip, for many, many stores around the country, it pays the rent. The dip sales pay the rent.
Mm.
So like,
Wow.
if you can imagine that one person tries it in a town, and then they start to tell other
Yeah.
people in a town, and then suddenly, like, this whole town is using plastic-free hair care. It's pretty amazing. And that happens because of the way we have positioned it in different retail.
Oh, incredible.
You're seeing the ripple effect, right? Like, the
Mhm.
impact is there, and you're seeing the ripple from that drop in the pond.
You only get that ripple effect if you've surprised someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like,
Absolutely. You've wowed
yeah,
them.
yeah, they don't think it's gonna work. They're like, okay, I'll try it. Like, I'll listen to this lady,
Yeah.
that owns this store, and then they're like, oh, actually, I need to get this for my sister. I need to get this for my mom. I need to get this for my best friend, and that is how it has grown.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, how did you keep yourself motivated to continue to push through? Because I know that you said 80% of the people that you spoke to, they said yes. And that's great. On the, 2020's hindsight is great when you say, I've got 80% adoption, but you get those days where you might hit 10 of that 20% in the same day, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just getting
You're like,
inundated with no's.
There
Yes.
are certainly demotivating days. And I would
Yeah.
say those come around more and more than you want them to. Like, they're demotivating, they're derailing, and you literally, sometimes you're like, why did I do this instead of get a job? Like, this is, there are many miserable moments. I don't want anyone to think that this is like, I'm having a good day today.
I think that's entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I was going to say
that's not product or service specific. That's just entrepreneurship in general. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people that don't own businesses realize how tough those days can be.
Yeah.
They can be days where you don't want to get out of bed. There can be days when you're like, my thing, and I don't know who else has this, but like, my body wants to get everything out if I'm having one of those days, like there's like high nerves days, and it's so tough. But I think sometimes the universe kind of, when you're feeling super low, you'll get like kind of like a little bright light that shines on you from either a customer or an employee or, even a social media thing. And you're like, and it shines a light and you're like, oh my God, this is why we do it. someone writing to me and being like, my job, and so a lot of times dads write to me and they're like, my job is detangling my daughter's hair. That's the job that my wife is giving me. And Dip has, now I have like ouchless detangling with my daughter. And that's nice part of it. It used to be a routine that like we didn't really like, neither parent wanted to participate in, because detangling like a daughter's hair is tough, especially if you feel like it hurts them. Like Dip has made that something to look forward to. And like, those little things that come through, you're like, oh my God, this isn't even something I considered. And this is like something that makes it so fun. And so like, then you're like, okay, the next day I spring out of bed and I'm like, okay, what dad are we going to help this time? Like,
love it.
What set of sisters were one's using all, both have curly hair, and one squeezes way more conditioner out than the other. And like, it just, it's impossible to use the Dip conditioner bar fast, which is like so fun. So, I mean, those are the things that kind of snap me back into reality and like re-ground me. But man, if I would be lying if I said those bad days weren't so much louder than the good ones sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you do introspectively that helps to pull you out of those moments as well?
I would love to give a deeper answer than this, but I sometimes I just sit in a group of balls so
that's part of the getting everything out. Yes, everything gets out.
I do that just like I think everyone else. I'm not above crawling into a ball and crying like it.
No, that's perfect. Kate, that's exactly what we need to hear.
It makes it real, because there's I'm sure there are other entrepreneurs, and I probably have had those days where I'm just like, I am going to go get a real job because this is terrible. And you do want to cry, but then you have those good days and you're like, oh, this is why I do this.
I didn't get, I did buy a heated blanket because I feel like it makes the crying feel really
I have a weighted blanket, so I'm the same thing. Just the weight of the blanket, you're like, oh, this makes everything better. Yeah,
absolutely.
It is unbelievable. I've never considered myself a super emotional person, but like entrepreneurship throws you into
it'll bring it out of you.
Yeah, it's not for the weak.
I should just even be careful what I say, because if you say you're not an emotional person, like the universe starts throwing things at you really, really.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You don't need that.
Yeah, let's smudge that. Let's get that out of here. Oh my gosh.
I love it. I love that. Kate, as you were building out the brand, and you're out and you're promoting the branding, the packaging, all of that, was that later on, or was that at the very beginning? Because
that's at the very beginning.
I'm just gonna hold the packaging up for everyone. So this arrived. I had no idea what was coming in the mail, and as I opened it, I was like, I think I need to do like a whole unboxing video. What am I opening? Like, this is the coolest thing ever. So this was at the beginning. And for those that were old school Trapper Keeper lovers like myself, it's got the Trapper Keeper opening to get you right in. So talk to us about the branding, because this is impeccable.
Thank you so much. So the branding of like the actual box, it's so shiny. Nice. So this is inspired by, and you guys will probably know this. Remember Sweet Valley High?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So I fell in love with hair from the old Sweet Valley High books. I still have mine. I read them all. I love them. I love all their hair dramas and like all this stuff. I just like, I look at the covers of those books and I'm just like, it reminds me of being a little girl. Even like as a kid, I waited in line to meet Francine Pascal in the mall.
Oh, wow.
Books signed. So like, I love that late 80s, early 90s, just culture and color palette and all that stuff. And so, you notice like, if you look at the bars, they're like very high schooly like they're playful, but like the conditioner is called the Overachiever because it does so much. It can replace curl creams. It can replace leave-in sprays, and the shampoo is called Perfect Attendance, and that is so you actually never have to choose between your workout and a good hair day. You can use it. It's gentle enough to use every day. You don't have to, but say if you're like you work in a daycare and you need to shower every day, or you're a nurse or you work in a restaurant, like there's so many jobs where you have to shower more often. And so you can't like do that, okay, I'm showered today, tomorrow is a bun, and then the next day is a hat situation. Some of us have to shower more often. So, it's based on beautiful. The branding, like I love the Trapper Keeper is new. I just introduced that piece of it. And the Garbage Fail Kids are also super fun. If anyone remembers the Garbage Pail Kids, late 80s.
Yep.
And so that's Betsy Toss. She's really funny.
I love it.
She's standing on a mountain of plastic bottles, and I just love that. I just love that one so much. I have a friend who's an illustrator, and we have a whole series of them. So he draws those, and our customers name them.
Oh, I love that.
We run contests periodically, like through the year, and our customers name the next Garbage Fail Kid.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
That is so much fun.
So fun.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I mean, our customers are funnier than anyone I've ever met. And it's really, really cool to see in sustainability. So sustainability is seen as very like kind of, preachy and serious, but our customers are fun. They're like every woman I know. They're like silly. They're laughing. They're like making fun of themselves a little bit and like making fun. They also, I want the joy to come back to marketing because there's so much marketing that's either like super crass, which is like funny in its own way, or it's like so serious where you're like, I don't know anyone. I don't know this person in this ad,
Yeah. Or not relatable. And so I feel like that marketing speaks to everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. And it's just
fun.
It's just light in a very heavy world. And I think that people don't want to know how bad the plastic situation is all the time. No. We don't need to tell them anymore.
They don't. No. And then you have these women that absolutely love it because they're doing something good that makes them feel good for doing it, but they're not sacrificing looking good.
Right. Yeah. And they save a lot of money. So like for me, because I used to buy Orbe once a month, like that adds up very quickly. My one conditioner bar lasts me more than a year and it'll save me over $500.
It's insane.
Yeah. So, wow. It's funny because some people see a $32 conditioner bar and they're like, oh, it's like the most expensive one. And I'm like, it is. However, if you're switching even from a Pantene, you're still going to break even. Yeah. But if you're switching from like something very, very pricey, you're going to have a lot more money to do other things.
Yeah.
There's a cost savings there. Absolutely.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, isn't that what girl math is all about?
Totally.
Yes, it is. I was just going to, it's girl math.
Totally. I love it. I love it.
Thank you for joining us today on the Reignite Resilience podcast. We hope you had some aha moments and learned a few new real-life ideas to fuel the flames of passion. Please subscribe on your favorite streaming platform, like or download your favorite episodes, and of course, share with your friends and family. We look forward to seeing you again next time on Reignite Resilience.